welcome to my channel. My name is Kenna and I'm a mom of three sharing my motherhood journey with you. So generally most Aprils I always like to do something charitable. I always like to give away stuff and just things like that. Sometimes it could be money, sometimes it could be food. This year I'm giving out clothes. So my kids have so many clothes that they're not wearing and I decided to give out some of their clothes and some of mine to kids who don't really have. So in this video, that's what I'm basically doing. I'm decluttering my kids' closet and their boxes just to figure out what I want to give out, and then also I'll be talking about kids because like I said, I'm cleaning my kids' room and all that, and I don't want this video to just be boring. So let's talk about sibling rivalry. What is sibling rivalry? For me, the easiest way I can describe it, this is not the dictionary definition, but for me, the easiest way I can describe it would just be fighting among siblings, right? Fighting, it could be physically, it could be emotionally, it could be verbal, but it's just generally fighting and misunderstanding between siblings. So kids are always fighting, guys. I don't know, and I cannot even say I don't know. It's most kids are always fighting, especially mine. They're always fighting, they're always screaming over something. Like it gets crazy in my house. The one that my kids are always doing is fighting over the remote control. At times I have to give everybody 30 minutes to watch because since they're of different ages, they have different preferences. So getting them to watch one TV show sometimes can be really hard. So my kids are always quarreling. To be honest with you, sometimes all this fighting and screaming gets me scared because I just wonder if this is going to damage their relationships. Like, would they grow up hating each other because of these fights that they're having? It really does scare me sometimes, and I'm just like, I hope not. Because for me, guys, growing up, we did have sibling rivalry, I and my siblings, but growing up, we are fine. I cannot say I carried anything from my childhood to my old age. I really didn't. So I'm just like, no, I don't think that's a thing. But I also know people who have carried things from their childhood till date. So that really scares me. Anyway, in today's video, I will just share with you tips because I don't know, maybe there are moms out there who are worried like me, who don't know how to handle this. And yeah, so today I'm just going to share you tips. Maybe you can take it if you're interested. If you're not, it's okay. I'll share you tips how I manage my kids sibling rivalry, how I try, because it's not easy. I'm not going to come here and tell you that it's 100% effective. When I do it, the kids are not, they don't fight anymore, the kids are now best friends. No, but this is what I just do to first of all reduce their fighting and also reduce my stress. So the first thing I do is I pay attention when they are doing an activity, be it watch TV, be it playing. I pay attention. This is one thing I always tell my nannies, like when you come to the house and you're taking care of the kids, you always have to pay attention. You always have to be there. Even if you're not working, even if you're done working, you're sitting, you want to punch your phone or anything, just sit down and be there, so that if they are fighting, if there's anything going wrong, you are there to see. So that's something. If you find me at home alone with the kids, I'm always sitting where they are sitting, because in case any fight comes out, I know exactly what happened and I know exactly how to stop it before it even goes too far and all that. The second thing I do is avoid comparing. This is something that sometimes we do without even noticing, but I try as much as possible to avoid comparing my kids. All these kids are different people, they have their different personalities. So I avoid comparing, like, oh, Monique, you are better than this one, you're better than that one, because sometimes the kids pick up on things and they start feeling like you're favoring one person over the other. So that is it. And this particular one can be really hard, because what I have discovered is that my kids tend to gang up against each other. So when you look at it, it's either Kaden and Myra are ganging up against Monique, or the one that is more common is Monique and Kaden are ganging up against Myra, because Myra is a little, I don't know how to say, but Myra is too much. Like, she's a little bully. She will fight, she will scream, so majority of the time they will always cut her off. And because of that, sometimes I feel bad for Myra. So I tend to want to make her feel better by pampering her. But sometimes I notice that when I do that, it makes them even madder at her. So I have started regulating that, because so that's something that I'm really struggling with. The next thing I also do is if I don't see the fight starting, because yes, it's easy for you to come and sit here and say, I always ensure that I'm where they are so that when they start fighting. But if I don't see when they start fighting, I listen to each kid. I always tell them, stop crying, listen, explain what happened. This one explains, the next one explains, all of them explain. Then I tell them what I think, and I see who is on the wrong or who is on the right. Because sometimes one thing I've noticed some people do is that when they hear screaming, the child that is crying is automatically right, so they just start screaming at the other person, not knowing sometimes that kids somebody will go and look for trouble, and then she now is the first to cry, and then you come and beat the person that did not do anything. So I try to listen to them. Everybody should come and state their case. Let's see who is right, let's see who is wrong. The next one is I treat them fairly and not equally. Like I said before, all of them have their different personalities. I know what punishment works for who. I know who has difficulties in explaining themselves. I will treat them fairly but not equally. I wouldn't say because I punish this one like this, I'll punish all the kids like this, or because I listen to this one like this, I'm going to listen to all the kids. This is also kind of tricky, but when you master it, you can do it effectively. I know that with Caden, if you threaten him, he won't watch TV, you're going to beat him. With Monique, you just have to scold her and tell her not to do it again, and she'll not do it. Myra's problem is the whip. Myra does not like to be whipped. If I just pretend like I want to whip her, Myra will just be a good girl for the whole day. So you have to try to figure out what works for what kid. And then the last but not the least, which I feel is really important, is that I bond with them. I'll play music, we're going to dance, I'll take us out, we have fun. Like, I try to make them to be close to each other. Like, it's not always fighting. You people have good times together, because I feel like this might be what must have kept the bond between me and my siblings, because till today we are still very close. We don't have issues like that with each other. So yes guys, that is it for this video. These are the things that I do to just reduce sibling rivalry. What do? You know how videos like this go. Please come to the comment section and tell me what you do. Let's talk more and see how I can get some tips from you as well, because this is something that I don't know if there's a parent that is not going through it. Anyway, thank you guys very much for watching, and I'm going to see you on my next one. Love you guys. Bye.